This episode is sponsored by not understanding a word in Ariana Grande's new song. Learn to enunciate, girl.
This episode is also brought to you by the abomination that was the Emoji Movie. This is Sorry for the Wait. Here we go! Fired up, ready to go. Welcome to the show, folks. This is Sorry for the Wait, a weight loss podcast for regular people by regular people. I am your host, Seth.
And I am your host, Strawberry.
And happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you, Seth.
Yeah, we're back to recording on a Friday for the first time in a while.
Yeah, it feels good being back on like on our like normal schedule.
Somewhat normal schedule, hachi machi, you know.
So, Seth, I got a little follow-up for you on something that I think you'd be interested in.
Oh, hell yeah. I love me a callback.
Remember a few weeks ago, I had a craving of the week all around, like, what if you could get a candle to smell the way a food
Edible
tastes?
candles, yeah, kind of thing.
So, there's a little bit of breaking foods as well.
Oh, holy shit. Hit the music.
So, McDonald's is about to sell limited edition 6-pack of candles that smell like Quarter Pounder ingredients.
You've got to be shitting me.
The different candles are ketchup, pickle, cheese, onion, beef, and of course, sesame seed bun. Seth, scenario for you. You walk into a room and it smells like pickles. What do?
I honestly, I think I leave that room immediately.
I walk right back out.
Like, hot diggity shit, dude. Like, that is the worst idea I have. Like, again, this is what we're talking about, where it is just the time and place where it's just like candles. Yeah, hell yeah, let's do it.
But like literally anything but that. I mean, you'd be hard pressed to find a worse combination of candles if I'm being perfectly honest.
It is just after a first date and you have invited this person back up to your apartment and you get in there and you're like, hold on, sweetheart, let me set the mood. Flick, Lil Wayne lighter flick. And then all of a sudden it is just pickles. Or ketchup.
Honestly, ketchup
Imagine
worse.
lighting a ketchup-scented candle to set the mood, and then your date just immediately projectile vomits all over your couch.
I don't think that there's a single appropriate instance where anything in this world would be made better with a ketchup-smelling candle. I think if you were to like throw up all over the room,
it would be a better compliment to the room than a ketchup-scented candle.
I still wouldn't cover that up with a ketchup candle.
And I love ketchup. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm a ketchup guy, but like never am I trying to smell burning ketchup. You know?
So if anyone's out there who purchases or is interested in purchasing this 6-pack of candles, I'd actually like to have you on the show because I have so many questions, and I think all of them are just why?
Yeah, all of them are just, are you okay? Do you need help? but
and why?
and speaking of needing help and why, how was your week?
It was a pretty good week, gotta say.
Yeah?
I have not weighed myself this week.
Okay.
I'm going to give myself a couple of weeks. I want to kind of test myself and see if I can, I'm in sync enough with my body to kind of see what's going on there.
Right, to kind of just see like, you know what, maybe this is a formula of like, I only have to do this every X weeks. And so you got to start somewhere and see if it works.
Well, and especially like this, the last week that I weighed myself came after a week of, I had been eating a little bit of takeout, maybe a little bit more than I've been used to eating since we've started this whole thing. And then I was very nervous that like, okay, well, I had like 3 meals that I ordered in this week. Like, what is this going to look like? And it was just consistent the same. So now I kind of want to see what happens if I just like live my life.
Right. Well, what happens if you just live?
Like, am I gonna see like, maybe I'll see 5 pounds up on the scale next time I weigh myself in a few weeks. And you know what? If that's what it is, then I've learned something.
And then you readjust.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I think I think there's a lot of value in that because again, especially for people like us who have been so afraid of the scale our entire lives, that I think that now's the time where, you know what, we're going to control that narrative in terms of, or we're going to control that execution and like we're gonna make the scale our bitch kind of thing.
The scale's already been our bitch.
Yeah,
We step on it with our stiletto heels.
I step on you. Yeah, I like that strategy. But overall, you feel it was a pretty good, strong, normal week?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely, I could use a little bit more sleep, but other than that.
Yeah, no, that's tough, man. And especially now that it's just dark, like getting so dark, you're getting so tired early that like, but like you kind of want to stay awake, but then you get tired and then
and like you can't do an afternoon nap as easily because then you wake up and it's like,
right. And then you're like
so dark and you're like, well, I might as well be asleep for the night.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. But good to know that it was overall a positive week.
Yeah. How was your week?
Honestly, it was a pretty good week for me too. I'm down a pound. I mean,
nice.
In the grand scheme of things, that's super dope, especially after these really rocky couple weeks. But I'm definitely like looking forward. I had said last week that I just kind of needed to reset, and I kind of started to get the foundation kind of going with like towards that. But like still some bumps in the road. But I'm definitely looking forward to like really kind of enacting this new schedule that I'm starting to kind of pave out.
So what is your reset? What does that kind of consist of?
Well, because like back at work, like for just some context, my day job during the summers, we get out at noon on Fridays, like, and that's during the summers. And we had always been like, let's just do that shit all year round. Like, and somehow that worked. And now we're back to half day Fridays all throughout the year, which is super awesome. Don't get me wrong. But what you have to make up that time. So we all just come in earlier. And so for me, I would go to the gym and then get to work. I'd get to the office around 7. We have a locker room at our office, so I could shower and then be ready still a half hour before everybody gets in.
Right.
Now, everybody's showing up at 7. It's
While you're coming in all sweaty.
Yeah, it's kind of
like,
just
hold on. Can you wait on that meeting, guys? I just gotta hit a quick 10-minute shower.
Yeah, exactly. It's weird because like I liked being able to like shower there and like nobody was still there yet, and then I was already a half hour into the workday by the time people were rolling in. So now I just need to find a way to shift my focus so that like I'm getting my exercise in at the end of the day, which I think everybody knows is probably significantly harder. Actually, you know what? It depends on who you are, but for me, my energy level is super low at the end of the day because I'm like, I just want to chill.
Yeah, you get out of work, you're like, fuck off. I don't want to do anything.
Yeah, and so I'm definitely exhausted, but flexibility has to be a focus, especially at the stage that we're at right now. And I think that we'll get there, but I'm looking forward to just kind of tinkering with the schedule a bit. But you know what we never have to tinker with? You know it?
It's the craving of the week.
Craving of the week. You know it.
And we never have to tinker with it.
You love it. And it's always here for you, baby. We're back with another craving of the week. And you know what? Let's skip the funny business. Hit me. What do you got?
Right now, we look outside the window. What does it look like today, Seth? What's happening?
It does look a little snowy outside.
It does look snowy outside. So, are you ready for my craving?
Of course I am.
I want it to snow chili.
You want it to...
Chunks of ground beef just falling down.
I'm sorry. I was just like, when you enunciated like that, I was trying to like guess in my head of like what it was going to be. And I'm like, I don't know.
The last thing you ever would have thought.
It's just, he wanted to just snow chili.
I wanted to snow chili.
Oh, okay. So you know what? It's that season though. Like it's cold, like nothing like a bowl of hot chili to really warm up the soul.
A little spicy kick in there too to keep you nice and warm while you're out there playing. And of course, you got to play with the snow because if there's anything that we approve of on this podcast, it is playing with your food.
Yeah, absolutely. We are very big proponents of playing with your food, but could you imagine making a snowman out of chili?
A chili man, if you will.
Oh God. Just what a horrendous looking monster that would be.
How do you feel about doing some chili angels?
Yeah, like, oh God, just ruining your clothes. Could you imagine like Timmy coming in and being like, Dad, come look what I made. And you come out and you just see this Frosty the Snowman's demon cousin of chili and kill it with fire. So for your chili, is there anything special? Do you like your chili more on the spicy side? Do you like yours?
I do like it to have a little bit of a kick.
Yeah.
And can I throw a little bit of a twist in there? Because chili's been on my mind this week. One of my coworkers brought in an extra, like she made chili that she brought in. And she had a little bit extra that she gave me to bring home.
Hell yeah.
And I had it the other night for dinner. And this chili was a little different because it was bison meat.
Bison meat.
Have you ever had bison meat, Seth?
I've seen bison on menus, but I look at that and I just go, no, not today. And I've just never tried it.
First of all, I thought that like all bison were extinct besides like maybe in like a zoo.
Yeah, I figured that shit was illegal.
Or at least like an endangered species. Apparently she got it at Trader Joe's.
Oh, so yeah, that is the place you'd find that shit.
Yeah, so maybe they should be looking into Trader Joe's for some suspicious endangered species hunting.
Bison though. I've never tried bison.
Poaching, that's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah, anyone who's tried bison, I'm interested. But you liked it though?
It was really good. And I don't know if it was the bison meat or if it was just like the way like
the
everything
atmosphere
else
of
that's
chili.
in the chili, but
God.
It was really good.
Could you imagine just not being like, it's raining chili again, don't go outside unless you just really want to fuck your day up?
Or could you imagine having a chili ball fight?
Oh God. Just talk about sloppy.
Don't wear your white
Talk about
shirts.
sloppy Joe. That would just be, oh man, that would be. I do like that though, especially now that it's that time. Man, we're getting into warm food, like that warm you up soul food.
I started getting hot coffee instead of iced coffee. That's how I.
Yeah, that's how you know you've made
here.
made the transition.
Yeah,
that's a good craving.
So what's your craving of the week? Lay it on me.
So for me, right, I'm in a kind of I've been in a little bit of a funk. I think that's been known.
Yeah.
You know, I haven't really felt like myself lately, but like what picks you up when you're in a funk is music. You know, you listen to some good music. You know, you're really just trying. Like last week, it was almost kind of foreshadowing. I had my 6-disc bagel changer in the car.
True.
You know what I mean? So I'm trying to stick with a music theme, and so I'd like to introduce to you the half-baked vinyl player.
Okay.
So the half-baked vinyl player is essentially like, I want a full discography in vinyl sleeves, but you come out, it's the size of a record, but it's different flavors of cookie. Okay.
Ooh.
But then what are we doing? A remix. We're laying that cookie down on the half-baked vinyl player, and it's rotating around, and it's warming it as it rotates.
Little rotisserie action.
As horrible and horrific and horrendous as setting the mood would be with a ketchup-scented candle or a pickle-scented candle, how great would it be to set the mood and go, "Excuse me, sweetheart," and then I'm just dropping the needle on the half-baked vinyl player, and we're just warming up a nice soft-baked chocolate chip cookie.
So what are your top 3 cookies on this?
So, I mean, for me, obviously, I got to do something. This is going to be kind of weird. Okay. So, of course, like I love like a good Reese's peanut butter cup cookie. This is known about me. Anything with Reese's, you could literally put Reese's inside of like a gym shoe, and I'd be like, you know what? Like, we'll give it a shot, I guess. Like, but peanut butter cookies themselves, like cookies that are like, it's a peanut butter cookie.
They're very dry.
They're very hit or miss for me. I
Very
know.
dry. I don't like that.
Yeah, like there are some good ones out there, but for the most part, they are very dry. I also love like a good red velvet kind of cookie.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I do like that. Anything red velvet. You could put red velvet in a shoe, and I'll give it a try.
And just think of the functionality of this bear. Like you're laying it down on the vinyl player, like it's kind of just room temp, but that thing rotates around, and then you're just going and kind of picking pieces off of it. Maybe the needle can find a way to just kind of slice off little pieces of it as you go, as it's been on the table. And I think that's a good hosting accessory too.
I agree. Can I throw in a suggestion for a cookie that I feel like goes very underrepresented?
So you want to submit an album to Soft Chew Records?
Yes, I do.
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
So black and white cookies.
I am a big fan.
I feel like those are the most underappreciated cookies on the planet.
The texture of that frosting is it's just in its own like little category, and
So
I love
satisfying.
it. Yeah, and I just love the symmetry of it. I love being like, which half am I going to eat first?
Oh, so you do. So you go half and half.
Oh God,
Like
do you
go-
bite right down the middle? Like
Like it's almost like the Kit Kats with me, like I was talking about last week. Sometimes I eat it normally, like
Which half
break it
am I
in
gonna
half and
eat?
eat half, and then sometimes I just go chomping right down the middle.
right down the middle. And
It's a symmetry thing for me. If I take symmetrical bites, it's more pleasing to me
right. Okay. So
because I'm psychotic.
What say you about like eating? You take one bite from the chocolate side, one bite from the vanilla side, then go back, one bite from the chocolate side, one bite from. So like they're always even.
Yeah, I mean, usually it's more like I bite down like right in the middle, like right where the border is.
Who
and
are
then
we
I
kidding?
can, like-
Honestly, we would finish this thing in 7 seconds.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I don't usually take a long enough time to examine my technique as I eat cookies, or at least in the past, I really just like shoved them right down
One
as
bite.
fast as I could.
Cut, got it in one kind of thing. But we do have a submission today.
Ooh,
We
what's
do
the
have a
submission.
And guess who this submission is from? It is from our friend, the genius, the wizard himself, Deep Blue Ink, our animator. Yeah,
Let's go.
YouTube animator Deep Blue Ink. Shout out to you, baby.
Check out his channel.
We love you. Everybody go to YouTube right now and subscribe to Deep Blue Ink. That is he's the man. He's done both of our animations so far. And a big kind of breaking news for him today. He just got commissioned and had a animation from the famous podcast My Brother and Me put on their official YouTube channel today.
Wow.
Yeah, and
good for him.
And so it's a huge break for him. We're so happy for you, buddy. We appreciate it a ton. But he sent in something today, and so I want to read his email. Hey, both. I've been stewing on this for a while, and I finally come up with my craving of the week. And guys, this is a craving of a lifetime. I'm gonna kick this off with some context. I cannot eat onion, so Deep Blue Ink can't eat onion.
Have you ever tried the onion candle from McDonald's?
My body rejects it. The smell, sickening. The taste,
oh, no, never mind.
The taste, gut-wrenching. The sight brings tears to my eyes, but I guess that's normal with onions. Which brings me to my craving of the week. I have always wanted to eat onion rings, but I also want to live. My solution, pulled pork rings.
Ooh.
And so I think that's great, because basically what he asks is, I'd love to hear what onion ring substitutes you guys would go for over my abomination.
I mean, honestly, now that you've put that in my head, I don't think I could top it. That's a lot of pressure.
Let's think about different things that you could just put into ring form and deep fried. You know what I mean? Like, I think pulled pork is a great one.
That is awesome.
I think that's genius. Like,
how about French, like potatoes?
Well, yeah. So like you could do like the circular potatoes. I think there's so many different kind of variations that you could do that you could get out there. Like, what about
like a nerd's rope?
Like a like a fried nerd's rope onion ring?
Yeah. Let's get fucking weird.
God, let's
dude.
get weird. Let's chip our teeth. I like the idea of a chicken parm ring.
Ooh.
You know, why not? Maybe a cheesesteak ring? Why not?
You know, I really do like the idea of a cheesesteak.
If we can find a way to fry ice cream, which still blows my mind, the idea of like this frozen treat being fried, we can find a way to put things in fried ring form.
Absolutely. Anything can be a ring if you try hard enough.
I think it's so funny. I don't know. I wonder if people who are like, can't eat peanut butter want to eat peanut. You know what I mean? Like, is there something like that? Like Deep Blue Ink can't eat onions, but has wanted to eat onion rings.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's like that with people who like, I can't eat peanut butter, but I want Reese's peanut butter cups.
Well, I mean, I feel like I kind of know the answer to this since there are so many people who have peanut butter allergies. Like, yeah, people who are allergic to peanuts usually feel like they're left out, that they don't get to have peanuts.
Yeah, but like, and is there like an active want of like, I really want to try that, but I do want to live? And I wonder if there is a true balance there amongst like all foods that you can't have.
I think a better question would be, is there any food that nobody wants to eat?
Ooh, gruel. What is gruel?
God, you got me there.
What? I mean, true. We gotta figure out what is gruel, but I really don't think anyone's
like
signing
oatmeal,
up for.
But older and grosser.
Yeah,
like maybe oatmeal that's been left out for like 90 years.
The very first bowl of oatmeal that was left out for like 8 days. Someone was like, "What is that?" And they're just like, "I don't know, man. It's fucking gruel."
It's like somebody was like, "Hey, you got some leftover oatmeal?" And they're like, "Yeah. Why don't you mix it with our porridge?"
Yeah, and you got some bits of drywall left? No, drywall hasn't been invented yet. Okay, use the rocks. Like, just throw some rocks in there.
Just scratch some of your dandruff right now.
No, but Deep Blue Ink, thank you so much, and congrats.
Yes, thank you so much.
Congrats to you. That is a huge accomplishment, and we can't wait to work with you again. And that's another craving of the week, folks. If you want to submit, SFTWSubmissions at gmail.com. But we're heading right into it. We're bringing back a fan favorite. We're going back to Fictional Foods.
Fictional Foods.
Fictional Foods is back, baby. And honestly, I'm really excited. We haven't gone back to this in a bit.
We haven't. But you know what? I'm excited too, because I was thinking about different things that I had seen as a kid. And because I was I think we go back a lot to our childhood when we talk about fictional foods. But this one was actually a movie I remember seeing when I was younger. The Jerk with Steve Martin. Have you ever seen this movie?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I didn't realize this, but in The Jerk, they do have a fictional food that I wish would exist. And they have a cup of pizza.
Cup of pizza.
Cup of pizza. And I'd never really thought about it because I think when I first saw the movie, I was too young to really be like, oh, that's fictional.
Yeah,
I was
exactly.
just like, oh, okay, it's right there. But like cup of noodles, like ramen style, but a cup of pizza.
Cup of pizza.
Cup of pizza.
It's sort of one of those things that does not compute in your brain at first, and then you're like, well, it's all the ingredients. in a cup, I don't have to get any grease on my face. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's sort of the thing you talk yourself into very, very quickly.
Well, and it makes me wonder, first of all, it's dangerous because I feel like with a cup of pizza, like, where does it even
I've
end?
had 12 cups of pizza today.
Right? Like, but also, what other things could you throw into a cup?
Yeah.
And just make a cup of this.
There are so many things. Like, I mean, you see people all the time make like those brownie mugs or like cake mugs where like they just put a shit ton
I
of
did
cake.
that once with like a muffin.
Yeah, like there's so many things. I mean, the marketability of just putting shit in a cup is through the roof.
Honestly, like, I don't like doing it anymore because I feel like putting things in a cup to eat just made it like, okay, I can eat it faster than I usually eat things, and I didn't really take my time when I ate before. But it was just like, just slurp it all down like you're chugging.
It's just to get the sensation of being able to chug the last of your meal.
Have you ever chugged pizza?
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God. Even that, like that freaks me out. But cup of pizza was revolutionary.
And I wonder why, like, this movie came out, like, I think it definitely came out before we were born.
Yeah, I think
right?
so.
Like, why has this not become a mass-produced thing? I feel like in today's day and age, cup of pizza, like,
Oh, this thing would make $1 billion.
easily.
In $1 billion actual human dollars.
Exactly, which is why I've now trademarked the idea so that anybody who's listening to this who tries to
You own
cash in on it,
You own the IP.
just cut me a check.
Also, you know what? I wonder how that made it into the script. You know, like,
Yeah, what was the
what
conversation like
in the writer's room?
room?
Yeah, in the writer's room, they were like, we need a food item, and someone was just blitzed out of their mind, and they were just like, a cup of pizza. So I was like, all right, yeah, good one, Barry. All right, like, let's go. And then they just go. That's a good one, though. The Jerk. I totally forgot about that movie. I'm on the complete other end of the spectrum here.
Yeah.
And this one, we're diving into nerd territory, you know, because this is from.
All right,
it's
great.
From,
Let me put my nerd hat on.
It's from Star Trek, okay? And we're coming at you from Star Trek because I wanted to go with like Romulan ale. And so I'm not sure.
I'm not a Trekkie, so you're going to have to explain this to me like I'm
Romulan ale,
not a nerd.
Romulan ale from Star Trek, it was just like this fluorescent blue intoxicating drink. It was like fluorescent blue looking alcohol. And the reason why this speaks to me is because anyone
You
who
love alcohol?
No, well, that's the problem is that like I really don't. Like I'm not a huge drinker, but you know what? Like this drink by definition was extremely intoxicating, which I think 2020 calls for naturally. It's just like anything extremely intoxicating. But regardless, drinking's up, you know?
Yeah, it
But-
definitely is.
But this is like a really like light blue, really like visually attractive kind of drink.
Right.
And anyone who knows me that when I do drink, I don't drink normal shit. Like when friends are at a table, they're like, yeah, I'll have a Bud Light. And then there's your boy.
You're like, I'll have a Midori Sprite.
Yeah, exactly. And I knew that was the one you were going to go with
because it's
that,
bright green.
yeah, and like that's the one, and it tastes delicious.
Yeah.
If you've never had Midori and Sprite, I don't want you coming after me until you try it, and you're gonna hear from that later. But regardless, this is like this very light blue. It almost kind of looks like it would have blue curacao in it, you know? And like that shit just seems tasty to me.
Can I ask a question? Because I feel like this is something that I'd never watched Star Trek, so I didn't realize that was a thing. But it kind of reminds me of Star Wars. They have blue milk. What is it about these like
What is it about
sci-fi
space?
things that it's like, you know, we need something that's like kind of alien but kind of familiar. Let's just take a drink and make it blue.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we can't have normal milk in space. Where'd all the cows? And then they're like, no, it's blue milk.
Which also makes you wonder what planet Green Eggs and Ham is on.
What planet is Green Eggs and Ham on? Yeah. Who knows? I know.
Mind blown.
So this is now our pivot to a conspiracy theory podcast, and welcome to
Dr. Seuss is from Mars.
Yeah, sorry for the conspiracy, but I really like the idea of Romulan ale, and honestly, I feel like the only way to really kind of get me to drink
Is to
alcohol
make it a nice
is
bright
to make it
fluorescent color.
I feel like such a child half the time because I'm like, it's got to be pretty colors, and it's got to have an umbrella in it. but we also have, it's an episode full of submissions, folks. We have a submission from Joanna out in New Zealand.
Ooh.
When this email came in, I was just-
Crikey.
yeah, and I was, God.
No, I know. That's Australia.
Yeah, I was going to say, boo. But
know.
regardless, the fact that we have people listening to us out in New Zealand
That's awesome.
blows my mind.
They
So-
might not listen after I think,
right,
insulted
exactly.
their
No, we
entire-
just lost her. So,
Yeah,
Joanna,
sorry.
please come back. Barry
back.
didn't mean it.
I'm sorry.
But Joanna submitted, it was kind of like a hybrid Craving of the Week and Fictional Foods.
Ooh,
and
perfect.
So she wants like the White Witch's sleigh full of Turkish delight from The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe from the
Ah.
Chronicles of Narnia. And I really, really like this. And when she had sent this in, I had went and like rewatched a couple scenes with Turkish Delight because it had been forever since I had seen that movie.
I've never seen the movie.
Oh, you've never seen the movie. So Turkish Delight is like, it's sort of like this pink, it's like this pink kind of candy. And like, it almost looks like it has like kind of this jelly in the middle. Like from the way, but like there are a couple of these scenes, like one of the first scenes, it's like the boy, he's like stranded in the snow because like he just like enters into the world and he's like, what the hell is this? Like I was just in the closet. And the witch rolls up on him and like this kid is just kind of confused. He's like, what's going on? Like, and she's just like, hey, come here. Like white witch is like, hey, come here, come on. It's going to be fine. She's evil. Like she is so evil. But like
spoilers.
She's sitting him down and she's like, would you like anything? And he's like, yeah, I want something to drink. And then he wants Turkish Delight. And she can just make this shit appear like out of nowhere, to which I'm just like, ooh, that's a skill. That's a resume level skill to be able to just conjure any meal. Could you imagine how healthy? Do you think we would be healthier or not healthier if we could conjure up any food we wanted at any time?
Seth, I think we'd be dead by now.
I don't know though. Now, us right now.
Like us right now?
Right now in
like
our
we
mindsets.
learned this skill like over the past year as opposed to like maybe 5 years ago?
Exactly. Like
okay,
then
then we'd still be alive.
I think we'd be healthier because right now, like part of the problem with being healthy is just like the time and effort that we like that comes with it.
Yeah.
But if we could just conjure the healthy meal and not have to prep it or do anything.
Oh, absolutely.
That's pretty dope. And
that
so
is
like
pretty dope.
all this Turkish Delight comes up, but like I keep thinking with like the Chronicles of Narnia, like if I was that kid lost in this snow forest and a witch comes up to me and is like, do you want anything? I'd be like, yeah, to go home. Like I'm in a goddamn robe. Like it's cold out here. I want to go home. Like get me.
This is why I don't like being in the closet.
Yeah. Yes. Topical.
Yeah, it's full of.
That's why you were trapped
things.
in that closet and you were like, I got to get out of here. I'm going to end up in another dimension.
There was no Turkish Delight in there.
So Joanne,
is there a reason that it's called Turkish Delight? Is like Turkey like a country in Narnia?
No, I don't think so. I honestly, maybe we'll have to do a movie night and we're going to have to revisit this. But Joanna wanted the witch's sleigh full of Turkish Delight so that the horses could pull her and then she could just sit and eat them in the back and just kind of chill. I really like that. I like it a lot. So Joanna, thank you so much. And we really appreciate it. Folks, I mean, Fictional Foods, man. Fictional Foods, we get a lot of comments on. And we love it. People tell us that we're wrong all the time, so I look forward to people telling us, like...
I'm used to people telling me I'm wrong.
Yeah, like, oh my God, dude, I got blasted for this ring pop shit. Like,
good. Honestly, you deserved it. As soon as you said ring pops, I know that the audience didn't get to see it, but my face, I think, just contorted. And I was like, what?
I have never been attacked more personally than I was for my ring pops, and I just want to justify that. Like, I was taking a trip back in time to Kid Seth, and Kid Seth really messed with ring pops, especially on the go. Like, I'll stand by that every day of the week, but like, man, I was being told that like the police needed to be called. Like,
I mean, look, all I'm saying is that that's not true.
It's not out of the question. But we are going to move on to our main topic, and the title of this episode, we've got the food, the fad, and the fugly.
Yeah.
And when we were
some alliteration.
Yeah, alliteration, exactly. Cut, got it in one. We got it. But I think when we were shopping this title, like once we fell on this, we were both half asleep. Like when we were thinking of titles for this.
Seth, I think I've been half asleep all week.
I know. We were so tired when we were thinking of this title. And then finally we landed on that and we both kind of jerked awake like really quickly. We were like, that's it. Like, almost like you just discovered something.
We got it.
Yeah, we got it. Okay, we're going to bed now. But the food, the fad, and the fugly is all about just kind of the world of fad diets. And we had been wanting to cover fad diets for a bit. I'm really excited that like we kind of get to dive into it because fad diets are something that still to this day dominate the health and fitness space.
Which is like, honestly, it's crazy how not only does it dominate the health and fitness space, but I feel like it doesn't even change that much.
Right.
Because keto diet, like I want to start with keto. Because
this is interesting because I think you're going to make a ton of people mad here, but I'm for it.
Well, this is something that's like become this new thing over the past like year or so, maybe that it's like kind of exploded in popularity. So I'm gonna throw my hipster hat on for a second.
Hell yeah.
I did keto back in 2014.
Okay.
I did a keto diet, and I did it with a couple of some of my friends in college. I lost 30 pounds on it, which was pretty good, but I definitely did not do it right. I kind of just took it as like, okay, I can eat as much of whatever food I want as long as it has no carbs.
Yeah, this is always the dangerous part.
Because that's kind of how it was explained to me. Of course, not by a dietitian.
Yeah,
but
no, it's by someone you know.
Yeah, by someone I know who got their information from, I don't know, a website.
Right.
So I would eat just tons of cheese sticks. I'd eat just nuts, like mixed nuts, straight to the face. I'd eat cold cuts. I'd eat, just a lot of just proteiny, fatty kind of foods. And I'd be like, it has no sugar, so I'm good.
You're putting it on this metaphysical credit card.
And so like the first like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I'll give you, I lost like 20, 30 pounds.
Right.
And then go figure.
Who would have thunk?
I did not lose more weight after that.
Well, because I think that's a good point to make, because I think the whole thing with fad diets, right, is that fad diets are marketed as a quick fix. Like, they're not even they don't even meet you all the way there in their marketing efforts. No one's sitting there saying, like, you're going to change your life for the rest of your life. They're literally just like, want to lose weight fast? Go hurt yourself. Like, that's kind of how they're doing it. They're not even really lying to you about it. And I think what blows my mind is that the reason why I think people are so focused towards fad diets, or the reason why they're still existing and still successful, is that it's event-based success versus lifestyle success. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, because I feel like a lot of the people, and I don't want any of our audience to feel called out, but I'm calling you out here. I feel like a lot of people, like, when they go for these fad diets, a lot of them are really just more in the space of like, I want to lose a certain amount of weight for this.
For X. Yes, exactly. Like a wedding. How many times have you heard like beach season's coming up?
Right.
Like, you got to get your shit together.
If you're really looking for like a long-term sustainable thing, like the problem with keto specifically is that it works by literally training your body to stop trying to break down sugars for energy.
Right.
So it starts to break down proteins and fats first.
Right.
Which, yes, then it starts to dig into like your fat storage and you can lose some weight that way. Or at least that's how it was explained to me.
Right, exactly.
I'm not a doctor, right? But like that, the natural problem is that if you are going to eat sugar again in the rest of your life, if you're going to eat any sort of carb for the rest of your life, well, you're no longer going to be in ketosis.
Right.
Your body's going to start breaking down sugar again.
Exactly.
And you're back where you started.
But I think it's so easy for people to look at a fad diet and just be like, well, I just need to do it until I can get to this, because then it's all good.
Mm-hmm.
And like, then I've gotten the result that I wanted for this event. But then what happens is that, like, if you start, like, because we've done this our whole lives too. Like, we did it indirectly, but like, we were roller coastering with our weight.
Absolutely.
Like, we'd come back from camp and we'd be super, like, we'd be light or we'd be lighter. Then a couple months would go by and then we'd kind of creep back up, and then we'd be like, okay, well, we got to go do this again. And then it would just be this kind of vicious cycle. And I think with fad diets, it just perpetuates that cycle.
Right.
And I think it makes you feel worse.
Yeah, because like it's always, I feel like you don't feel as good when you lose a little bit of weight as you do feel bad when you put that weight back on.
Yeah, I see what you're trying to say there. Yes.
Like the feeling of putting the weight back on feels worse than the accomplishments you felt having lost that weight.
Exactly. And also just some of the crazy shit that people I've seen like do like fad diet wise. When I was in school at Bridgewater State, so when I was finishing up my last 2 years of school, I sat next to this girl in one of my classes, and we had this class Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I sat next to this girl in class for an entire semester. Like, she would only have like, it was like one like weird kind of curated meal a day, but like any other time of the day that she wasn't eating, she had to be drinking cayenne pepper water.
Ugh.
Yeah. So like, you're just drinking some spicy H2O, Bobby Boucher. Like, that is so
cayenne pepper
water, dude.
I mean, look, I'm not gonna knock it at
They
all.
don't.
I haven't tried it. So
don't
I can't
yuck
knock
somebody's
it.
yum.
I'm not gonna yuck or yum. But was that like a weight? Was that like a diet kind of thing?
It was a diet.
Was it like I'm only gonna drink cayenne flavored water?
Well, because this was
Or
during the
like-
time. This was during the time when like I was still back when I had lost weight the second time, and so we had kind of connected over that. And she
the
was
second time.
Or this was the first time. I'm sorry. Like,
Okay, I was gonna say, am I missing a
So-
time somewhere?
No,
in here?
so yeah, unless you count every summer of camp, like.
Well, then I don't know. We're gonna lose count fast.
But yeah, and so she was like, yeah, I really want to drop 20 pounds before the end of the semester, and I was like, cayenne pepper water doesn't seem to be it though.
No,
like,
it definitely isn't.
I've never once thought like I got to drink some spicy water if I want to drop this, but I think that it's just the way that it's all about the way that it's marketed to people. Because if people feel like it's just not like, I don't want to say low effort because these things do take a lot of effort.
Right.
But like if it's something that can work quickly, like,
yeah, I think that's it. I think it's like people want the instant success.
right, exactly. And you just want to drop the weight quick because then you think it's done. And then it got me thinking about the crazy shit that people do.
Yeah.
Right. So I went looking for some of the craziest fad diets through history. And I've got a few.
Through history.
Yeah, through history.
Okay.
Because, I mean, we know about South Beach diet. We know about Atkins. We know about, like, all
Paleo.
of... Paleo. Well,
that's...
and I think paleo has some weight. I think keto does have a place in the world, too.
Yeah, it's not like these are all just like, oh, these are like crazy things.
I think it's hard to say...
I think it's like a lot of these have like good, I guess, science and nutritional
but
value
sustainability
behind them.
is a key factor.
Yeah, and just the way that it's implemented in an individual case.
Well, let's try these on for size
All
for
right, yeah,
sustainability.
you go.
Okay, so coming from the 1920s,
okay,
cigarette companies used to push the perks of smoking for weight loss because you're not gonna if you just pass on the meal, baby. Have some Marlboro Reds.
You know? And who would have thought that they were giving you lung cancer the whole time?
Think about the shift in cultural view of cigarettes over the years, but at one point in this goddamn country, there were people being like, you should probably just smoke more and you'll drop like 25 pounds.
Could you imagine if like 100 years from now, they're like looking back at this and they're like, can you believe people in like the 2020s were like eating kale like it wasn't killing them?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like, what's it gonna be for us? Like, I don't know. Like, you think like Don Draper in Mad Men, the only reason why he stayed so thin was because he just smoked 6 packs a day?
Well, I mean, to be fair, like it does suppress appetite.
Yeah, it does.
So there is like science behind it. It's just not necessarily healthy.
So I love the idea of a cigarette company putting out a 2-page ad being like, you know what would really help your weight loss? Just a couple packs of Marlboros. Get to it. So that's from the 20s. From the 60s, though.
Okay.
The sleeping beauty diet.
Okay.
You can't eat while you're sleeping, Barry. Just pop a sleeping pill before dinner.
So do you just not eat dinner?
Yeah, you pop it. Well, you pop a sleeping pill every time you feel hungry. You want to know which famous celebrity was big on this one? Elvis. Look how that ended. Yahtzee, Hachi Machi.
Ooh, too soon.
Not good. Not great. Coming to you from the 1970s. This is the last one, I promise.
Okay.
Vogue magazine puts out the wine and egg diet in the 1970s.
The wine and egg diet.
I'm going to introduce to you the wine and egg diet for breakfast. 1 hard-boiled egg, 1 glass of white wine. For lunch.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
For lunch. 2 hard-boiled eggs, 2 glasses of white wine, 1 glass of black coffee.
I just like this, like at the staff meeting, like, excuse me, why are you on your 3rd glass of wine of the workday? Listen,
because I'm trying to better my life.
It's okay. I'm gonna have a cup of coffee after.
Exactly. I'm gonna sober up for dinner. 5 ounces of steak with black pepper, the rest of your wine. And 1 cup of coffee.
Like the rest of your bottle of wine?
You're supposed to go through 1 bottle a day.
Oh, God.
Could you imagine in the 70s? No wonder the 70s were fucking insane, dude, because everybody was doing the egg and wine diet.
I think that actually, like, I'm surprised that doesn't make a comeback because I feel like that would really hit, like, the brunch community very hard.
I read this thing. I'm not joking. I read this diet and I was like, is this Vogue just talking in code in the 70s for coke? Like, for cocaine? Like, this doesn't compute that someone would just be crushing a bottle of wine a day while just eating hard-boiled eggs and then thinking that their life is a net positive.
I mean, I guess if that's all you ate, just calories in, calories out, you probably would lose weight.
Yeah,
right?
you would lose weight. But, like, I mean, how great are you going to look at your funeral? Like, like, I don't know. Like, that just...
I don't know, but I don't think you really care too much because you are wasted
exactly.
all day,
You are
every day.
You are plastered.
You are sauced up. And so at that point, do you really care?
Yeah, you don't care because you're just lost in the sauce,
Which
dude.
is honestly why I feel like that one might make a comeback. I mean, 2020, people are drinking.
It could. You know, I'm with you on that. And so I do think that for people, it's easier said than done. Because I think we've been sucked into this a lot. Like, we've seen stuff on the internet.
In a way, fat camp is kind of like a fad diet.
Yeah, you could think of that. Because, I mean, look at the product of work, okay, across, all of my years at camp, all of your years at camp. Like, we did have a big problem with sustainability. And I think like a lot of it had to do with the fact that like we're kids and like we always felt like we kind of had this insurance policy because like we wanted to go back to camp.
Right.
So like we were never really in danger of being like, well,
yeah, I'll just go back to camp next year, and next year I'll lose weight.
Exactly. Like, and I think we were trying to put this, it did put a lot of pressure on us, but I think that we just had an issue with the sustainability. But with Fad Diets, it's the same thing because I think people are just kind of looking for the answer. And if you're going to be presented an answer that's marketed to you, that's easy. Why wouldn't you give it a shot?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Honestly, and I feel like part of it is just that like with today's day and age, like the internet kind of muddies the line between what things are fads because they're good ideas,
right,
and what things are fads because somebody made a really cool TikTok that
right,
looked really cool.
Somebody had some great branding.
Yeah, and there was like an Instagram post that had a really pretty font.
Yeah. This one's in cursive, but this one's bolded.
Oh, no. What do I do?
Oh. But I do. You know what? You know what's funny though is I think that if you're ever going to take on this term diet, like this term diet, because I think that that's just the wrong word. Like it has to be, instead of diet, it's lifestyle change. And I know that that's hard for some people to accept, but I think that that's the necessary viewpoint.
I mean, I also think it has to be like a very surgical, like precise, like what is the reason you're overweight? Because I feel like the reason that we were the main reason, the center of why we had such struggles with our weight was definitely tied into our mental state. We were binge eating. We were like, it was an eating disorder.
Oh
basically.
Yeah. We had very severe mental gaps.
And so for us, there was no solution to our weight problem that didn't tackle the mental state first.
Right.
But for other people, it might be a totally different thing.
There's no one blueprint that's going to solve it for somebody.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And very rarely is it like just the diet of what you're eating, where it's like, okay, if I just replace everything I'm eating with like some, like if I just get rid of all of my sugar and just only eat meat for the rest of my life, like that'll be it. Like,
right.
Like that's not like, not only is it not sustainable, but it doesn't really fix the problem. It just, it puts a Band-Aid on it.
I was just about to say that. That's perfectly said. It's a temporary Band-Aid that you're just kind of patching it up to be like, I'm good. I'm good. We're good. Everything's good. But I do hope that people out there who have either kind of tried fad diets or are being marketed to by these fad diets, like if you want to talk about it, reach out to us. You know, we're always down to talk about it, or let us know what your experiences have been with fad diets. And honestly,
because that's not to say that they haven't worked.
Right,
for people.
exactly. Because I
have.
know that there are definitely some success stories out there who have done it.
I say that ahead of time so that people don't like just drag me.
Yeah,
all
so
over
that
the
we don't
internet.
get bricks thrown through our apartment window being like, keto rules. Keto for life. But that's another main topic down. The food, the fad, the fugly. We're going to finish with it. We've been alluding to it. I feel like we've subconsciously been leading up to this segment all day. What are we going to finish with?
Don't knock it till you try it.
Hell yeah, baby. We're going back to don't knock it till you try it. I'm really excited for this.
I am too.
So, I mean, I'm bringing one to the table.
All right.
This one is personal to me.
Okay.
And I am making myself vulnerable here.
All right.
And this is obviously coming off ring pops, so I'm ready to get hurt again.
Hold on. Okay. I just got to get myself in the right headspace to not knock it. Because I haven't tried
Exactly, because what don't we do here? We don't
yuck anyone's yum.
We don't yuck anybody's yum.
Except for ring pops. I mean,
can somebody put that on a t-shirt for us? Can we're calling all graphic designers. We'll do a graphic design contest of who can make the best don't.
Is that your way of like being lazy and being like, I don't want to design this shit?
Well, no, I mean we would go to designers anyway, but I just want to see if anybody can come up with cool fan art for don't yuck my yum. but I am bringing one to the table. Okay. What I really like is I like buffalo chicken dipped in sour cream.
Okay. I like, honestly, like I don't even feel tempted to yuck that yum. That honestly, that just makes me go like,
Exactly. Okay, so I don't think I'm that nuts for this one because like so many people are always like blue cheese or ranch. You gotta pick one because obviously you can't like two things. And because I like blue cheese and I like ranch.
I mean, it's all white sauce.
Yeah.
I mean, what does it really matter? Like one white sauce, another white sauce. They all look the same to me.
Yeah, easy. Oh no, I'm sorry. But I do. But for the longest time, I have loved getting like dipping buffalo chicken. Like I have asked for sides of sour cream, like when I've ordered buffalo chicken, and I've seen the looks.
Oh yeah, the judge.
I've seen the looks from people at my table. I've seen the looks
stares.
from the waiter or waitress. That's kind of like, what do you need that for? Don't worry
Or
about
like
it.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Yeah, like,
Where it's like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna need you to repeat that just so you feel ashamed.
Like, like you didn't hear me say sour cream. Like, what'd you think I said? Like flour and peas? Like you know what I said. I said what I said. And so buffalo chicken and sour cream, I encourage anybody to give that a go.
I like that.
Because I actually think that's good. Do you have any personal to you, or are you bringing some to the table?
I was gonna bring some to the table. They're not exactly personal to me.
Okay,
but
we're gonna kind of we're gonna kind of see if we both try them though.
We're gonna see if we both try them because I do think that. Well, I'm not gonna prelude this anymore. So the first one I'm gonna throw at you: a butter and sugar sandwich.
Oh, first 15 seconds we forgive the reaction. Butter and sugar sandwich.
I'm gonna start off by saying, like, look,
honestly,
it sounds gross just hearing the names butter and sugar.
You're nuts if you don't think I'm taking a bite out of that.
Absolutely. Like, butter and sugar are both, like, they're bad for you because of how good they taste.
Okay,
they're not bad for you, but like,
right,
you know, because there's no bad foods. But
here's the moniker though. I'm not doing that alone. I'm doing that with a friend I'm doing that with you.
Yeah, I'm doing halvesies.
Yeah, I'm going halvesies with you.
Although the last time I went halvesies, by the way, I'm gonna put you on blast on this. I was gonna do this at the beginning, but I guess I forgot.
Oh, the ghost pepper donut.
Yeah, after last week's episode, I did go and get the ghost pepper donut. I did eat it. I did split it in half and leave half for Seth, and it ended up going stale, and we threw it out.
Yeah, I know. Oh man,
and it was actually pretty good.
Yeah, you actually liked it. So hey, don't knock it till you try it.
Exactly. Actually, yeah. Hey, there's my personal
one. Okay, so I also have one that's not personal. Let's go back and forth if we can. So I found this one super popular on the internet, right? And this one, I'm interested to see your thoughts. Popcorn, melted butter, and soy sauce. I know. It's tough. That's a tough one, right? Because like melted butter and popcorn, hell yeah, sign me up, brother. Fired up, ready to go. But soy sauce.
Here's the thing about soy sauce for me.
It's a lot of sodium, Bear.
It is a lot of sodium.
A lot of sodium.
The thing about me with soy sauce, I feel like soy sauce for me is just so tied to like
Chinese food,
Japanese food, Asian cuisine.
Yeah, right? That's a better way to put it.
It's very hard for me to like disentangle that in my head. So I feel like there are a lot of things that soy sauce would probably taste very good on.
But
that,
it's
like,
just
in
too
my
foreign.
head,
Yeah.
I just go like, that doesn't seem like it fits.
Yeah, it doesn't compute.
So like, I would definitely try it.
Yeah.
I would definitely try it.
But I wonder if that would catch on because
I do think it might just be too salty though. Like that's a lot. That's salt on salt on salt.
The ease of consumption there is at an all-time low too, because like then you're just shoving your hand into like just soggy soy saucey popcorn.
Either that or you're like getting the popcorn with like a spoon.
Yeah, what are you?
Yeah, just here's my breakfast cereal. What is it? Popcorn and soy sauce.
I'm gonna go feed Nan with a ladle. Just God, yeah, that would be.
You're in the movie theater.
That would.
You look over and you see somebody just pour in some soy sauce right in the popcorn.
Just that red top soy sauce.
And you go, I miss when movie theaters were closed.
Yeah, exactly. That I'd almost walk out of whatever movie I'm in and just be like, I don't know, that broke me. So do you have another one?
I do. Uncooked banana on pizza. Like as a pizza topping.
Uncooked banana. Okay, so you're talking about just off the counter banana, but you're throwing it on a hot slice of pizza.
Right.
You know what, Bear? I might shock you here, but like I'm more with that than I am with pineapple on pizza.
Thank you. I was going to say that too. Like banana on pizza actually doesn't sound too unpleasant.
The pineapple on pizza community is going to come running for our door and being telling us to eat shit.
I have tried pineapple on pizza, so I have tried it and I will knock it. It's
just not for you.
It's just not like
Yeah. I don't know, man. But honestly, banana, it's not like I'd be excited for it.
Right.
I'd give that a shot, though.
I'd give it a try, too.
And I truly wouldn't be too surprised if I enjoyed it.
Especially, like, and this might be weird. I feel like if you were to throw, like, chicken on there, like, have, like, a barbecue chicken and banana or something like that, like, where you get, like, some sort of other topping that accentuates that
I see what you're saying.
Instead of banana being, like, the main thing.
Yeah.
I feel like that would improve it.
Yeah, that's a big one. And so then the last one that I got, and this will be the last one, is red wine and Coca-Cola.
Okay.
Now
that sounds like something I would eat just to not, as a fad diet.
Yeah, very honestly, for someone who doesn't drink, if you want to get me to drink, honestly, I'd
mix it into the same drink, like mixed drink, shake it up.
I don't know if you'd shake it because you don't want to get rid of the carbonation of the Coke. You know what I mean? So, but I do think that I would have a glass of red Coke, of red wine Coke.
Yeah.
You know, like a vintage 2008.
I'm
good year.
But here's the thing for me, like people ask about like, oh, are you a red wine or a white wine? Like, I don't give a shit whether it's red, white, pink. I don't like. Give me a purple wine. Give me a blue wine from Star Trek.
Yeah.
But it better be a sweet wine.
It better be a sweet wine.
If it's a dry wine, get it out.
That's what they say though. Sweet wine, sweet boy. You know,
yeah.
That's
I
all
am
you.
a sweet boy.
You are a sweet boy. But can I give a submission though?
Absolutely, but I also have a submission to give after that.
Oh my God, holy shit, we got double
submissions.
So this submission isn't really necessarily like a crazy don't knock it till you try it, but Kev from Portugal did send in like this food innovation that I did want to include. And his new food innovation, right? He's taking a pint of Ben & Jerry's ice cream.
I'm already with it. Let's go.
He eats the first quarter of it.
Okay, it's weird to stop there. Okay, but let's go.
But this is why he stops there, because then he goes and pops a mini lava cake in the oven.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And makes the lava cake and then pulls it out and adds it to the remaining pint and then just goes to town on it. He sent me a video of this and it blew my brain into oblivion.
I need to see the video.
How did we never think of this? How did we not go get lava cakes from Domino's and throw them into pints, dude?
I'm just a little concerned. Did you think that I would knock this?
No,
or that somebody would knock this?
I just want, because like the only reason why I think anyone would knock it is because it's just like we need help. Like I
think that goes without saying, but like absolutely. Like I hit that button 10 times out of 10. 11 times out of 10. I hit that button.
It's gluttony of the highest order, but probably so worth it. And honestly, with the way my stomach is right now, it would destroy me.
Okay, so I think my submission is going to go a little bit in the opposite way.
Absolutely. Hell yeah.
This one I think might get a knock before you try it.
Let's do it.
So let's see. This one comes at you straight from a kid in my class.
Wait, does the kid know about the podcast?
No, he does not.
Okay.
But
all right.
I'm sure he'll be excited if he ever finds out.
Okay.
So... because like this is just something we were just talking about in homeroom, you know, asking questions.
Yeah.
Oh, what kind of stuff do you guys like?
Hell yeah.
Doritos and milk.
What?
So like cookies and milk?
Wait. No.
Doritos and milk.
Oh no.
Don't knock it till you try it.
Oh, I know.
15 seconds. You got a few more seconds left before you have to drain yourself in.
Oh, beans. Oh, my bean.
All right. And don't knock it till you try it.
I'm not trying it. I'm sorry. I'm not doing it.
You're not going to try it.
I'm not doing it.
Oh.
I know. It's crazy because I love me some Ritos, man. Like,
yeah.
And I just can't. I don't think I could bring myself to dip Doritos in milk.
No, I totally agree with you. I don't think I would try this in a million years. What I will say, he did say that the best part about it is that afterwards,
don't say it.
The milk tastes like Doritos.
That's sort of just like when candy companies come out with flavored lip balm. It's not like if you bite into the goddamn lip balm, it's going to be a Snickers, Pat. Like, come on, buddy.
Hey, have you ever had Doritos flavored milk?
Oh God, dude, could you imagine trying to market that? Like, hey, how's your day going? Pretty good. Want to fuck it up? Here's some Doritos milk.
And I don't say this with any judgment in my voice, and I really did try my hardest to have a poker face when he said this in class, but I think that might be the grossest thing I've ever said or heard on this segment so far.
That is wild. That blows my mind. But you know what?
Hey, don't knock it till you try it.
Don't knock it till you try it is all about blowing minds. And so that's another don't knock it till you try it. And we're going to head into closing thoughts. And Barry, I want to use our closing thoughts, okay? This episode right now, this is going up on a Monday. Okay.
I know, weird schedule.
It's a weird schedule. We're coming at you on a Monday.
Is this an unusual week or something that we should be switching up our schedule?
Yeah, is
something big happening this week, Seth?
There is something big happening. It's a big day tomorrow. Look, and we're not going to dive into it too much. It's a big day tomorrow. And you know what? I think for us, I mean, we have listeners all over the world. And I think that just for the listeners in the States, I think it's just go vote tomorrow. It's just as simple as that. And we don't need to make it like a huge political grandstand, because I don't think it's a political issue to just say, use your voice.
Yeah. I mean, some people might think that telling people to vote is political.
Yeah, you know.
I don't think that going to vote is political. I think everybody should go vote if you are registered to vote.
If you're registered to vote, get out there, use your voice, and get to the polls and just make your voice known, because then you can say that you did your civic duty and that you acted as an American today. And so we just want to encourage all of our listeners who can vote to go vote.
Write in strawberry.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Just kidding. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do
Yeah,
that.
we just had this whole thing. We just had this whole series.
Please don't do it. Please don't do it.
Please don't do that.
Don't do that.
Please
Don't
do not
do
do that. But,
Whatever you do.
But we want
Could you
to.
imagine an election official counting a vote?
Oh
and
my
being like,
God. Who
strawberry?
the fuck?
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
But we want to thank you for listening to another episode of Sorry for the Wait. If you want to submit to us, please reach out to us at SFTWSubmissions@gmail.com.
And make sure to go like and subscribe and follow us on every social media platform you can find.
Everyone you can find, even
MySpace,
even Friendster, or Zynga. I think it was Zynga. I think that
isn't that like the game company that made like Farmville?
Yeah, I think that could have been it. That could be a social media app.
Yeah.
You know what?
Add us on Zynga.
Let's talk about it by leaving us a voicemail. 774-855-9433.
And make sure to leave us a 5-star rating and a review on Apple Podcasts. That would be super clutch.
It would be super clutch.
Super duper.
We would appreciate it so much. But you know what, folks? Until next time, I'm Seth.
And I'm Strawberry.
Keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer, and keep your snacks the closest.